let go. Let me tell you, friend, believe me when I say I know. It always feels like we're punching in. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. The fun is about to begin. You paid good money at the door. Get ready for a real good show. If you want to have a real good time with me tonight, you gotta move like crazy, dancing in the pale moonlight. We can all get down, spin inside out, I'm telling you. If you really want to groove, you gotta make a move.
Well, Kirk, we are well underway in season 2.
We are indeed.
For some reason, I almost said 3.
You're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Getting way ahead of ourselves. We've had some technical difficulties trying to test out some new equipment, and haven't found the glass slipper yet.
No, we haven't.
So we're testing some things out.
But we are making a significant effort to
Yes.
improve each, with each episode. And yeah, absolutely.
And one of these days, everything's going to work perfect.
It wouldn't be much fun like that time we were doing the Ricky Simmons episode and we forgot the mic stands and had to pass. That just added a whole nother episode of, a whole other element of like adventure to it,
Yeah. But what's funny about that is that same week we did that, we were driving down the interstate in my vehicle and a semi threw like, I don't even know,
wheel of something.
It was
like
some huge thing, like
something, yeah.
Busted my windshield, and I was like, oh my gosh, this stinks. What a terrible day. And lo and behold, that like 4 or 5 days later, not only my car, but my house was completely plummeted with hail.
Yeah.
And it all solved itself. So
sometimes life works out that
and
way.
I got a brand new car.
Yeah,
well, brand new
new to you, yeah.
So
sometimes life works out that way. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this week's episode.
I know it's going to be a unique one, and it's also very exciting for the state.
Absolutely.
If you're in that innovation field.
Yeah, well, and it's exciting for me personally because I've been spent nearly 30 years in the medical device industry, working in a lot of different places around the world, and with everything going on here, it's kind of come home.
This is like Kirk's life story all rolled into one event.
Well, it's certainly two of my passions, medical devices and and the state of Nebraska. So
but if you go back and listen to episode 0, you'd be like, oh, this sounds
it would all make sense.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, it all just kind of segue right into what we're about to do. So here in the state of Nebraska, we're having our first ever medical device conference showcasing the ecosystem here in Nebraska for medical devices, some of the companies that are based here, startups in particular. We're going to have lectures by the Chancellor Gold, by Dr. Linder, who's president of Nebraska Medicine, and a number of the startups, and an opportunity for hopefully strategic, some of the big companies to see what we're doing here in Nebraska, some of the venture investors, angel investors, and folks who are thinking, I wonder where I should base my medical device company.
Yeah. If you're not this crazy, born Nebraska kid that thinks I want to go back home.
Well, there are quite a few of them out there in the medical device industry. So that's a call to, my fellow native Nebraskans working in the Twin Cities, working in Irvine, working in Santa Clara. Things are happening back here. Maybe time for you to move your company right back here to Nebraska.
There you go. There's so many cool things, and not just in that industry, in all industries, really.
Yep.
It's just the amount of stuff that's going on here is wild.
Yeah. And we're going to have some guests on the show today who can kind of lend some different perspectives, what's going on here in Nebraska with medical device and healthcare innovation. We've got an event coming up called Innovate Nebraska on October 20th. And we will have on this show today, we will have Rob Owen, who is the head of Bio Nebraska, who he himself used to work in the medical device industry here in Nebraska for many years. We'll have Michael Dixon, who is the CEO of UNIMED, the tech transfer arm of the University of Nebraska Medical Center. We'll also have Mark from the Omaha Chamber. They're really helping to spearhead this event. And then we're going to have Shane Ferreter, who was born and raised right here in Ravenna, Nebraska, and has the now famous surgical robotics company, Virtual Incision. It's actually sounds like it's going to be going into space. Did you hear that, Riley?
I did not hear that.
Yes, it is.
Man, I believe it. I got to play with that thing.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. What was that like for you?
Oh, out of this world.
Very well said. Very well said.